You're listening to another Geek Pride podcast. Sit back, relax, and put it in your ears. Coming to some ears near you. In a world so like this one, you couldn't tell the difference. Geeks and fanatics engage in eternal war for the perfect film pitch. Judged by their peers, and against all odds they cry, "Pitch, please." Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pitch Please, a battle of wits where two of the hosts of said podcast go head to head with a pitched battle over what they think is the best pitch. I've said the word pitch about 4 times in 16 seconds. That's one pitch per 4 seconds. Can I keep it up? The answer is no. I'm Mike Orvis, and with me are my compatriots, my acquaintances, my solid chums. Well, one of them is anyway, because he was violently masturbating earlier. It's the perpetual questioner of all things real, Callum Tyndall.
Wait, am I the one who was violently masturbating also?
I'm not going to
You tell us. You chose
disclose that. Yeah.
Wait,
I'm not at liberty to disclose that information.
Mike seemed aware of one of us doing it, and I just wanted to check which one he... I know both we all did it, I just need to know which one of us he knew about.
I know we all did it. you did it, right? Yeah? And you said my name?
Guys,
yeah, like we promised. Yeah. Well, Callum's not going to say hello, so
Hi.
And also I'm not allowed to mention the fact he has a child, so I won't. Give me a minute. The fondler of the balls of the universe,
Jesus.
Mr. Benjamin Fee.
No, see, you are allowed to mention I have children. Saying that, not to mention it, like some kind of law's been passed. Don't mention Ben's children. Not after the last time.
Don't mention the war. For God's sake, don't mention the fucking children. He kicks off and then he starts punching people in the balls. Anywho, this week, thanks Dice. It's our fault we wrote it down on the list. But this week, my two compatriots are pitching a well-beloved video game franchise. And we all know how well, I mean, you've all seen Assassin's Creed. We all know how well video games work on film. You've all seen Doom.
I'll actually be drawing from Super Mario Bros. For my pitch.
You've all seen Super Mario Bros. You've all seen the incredible Mortal Kombat. So you know that whatever's going to come out of here, we might as well literally put this shit on a USB drive, send that shit to Hollywood, and then just wait for the literal truck of money to just drive to all three of our houses and just start piling it in for our window. And it won't matter that they break our window because we've got all that money. This week we are working on Pac-Man, the film.
Waka
oh
waka.
Yes,
Get him.
that's right. Waka motherfucking waka.
Jesus.
I can't wait to hear the incredibleness that is going to be shat out by the brains of my co-hosts. Who wants to go first?
I think Callum should go first.
Oh, I mean, out of
Excellent.
consideration for you going first last time, I guess
That's very nice of you.
I'll take that.
Okay, so for those of you that aren't aware, and I mean, this is like episode 6 or 7 now, so the fact you don't know is a bit weird that you've just kind of come in here.
Straight to Pac-Man.
But cool. It's everyone. Someone saw that and went, fucking A. Let's ignore that. Marvel films, bollocks to them. Pac-Man's where it's at. I saw the TV show. For those of you that don't know, each contestant or co-host pitches a film for between 15 to 20 minutes. Then the next person pitches, and then the judge or host, that's me in this occasion, will then decide on who wins. Then the mystery dice is rolled. Mystery dice, listen to it. Mystery. And whoever, whatever it lands on, I check the secret list, and we pick who's going to pitch next week and what they're going to pitch. So, starting with Colum, go.
Okay, so Pac-Man's a complete fucker of a film to pitch, not only because video games...
Oh, I thought you were going straight in, like he's a complete fucker,
awesome.
He womanises Mrs. Pac-Man, he's got lots of illegitimate Pac children.
No, Pac-Man's hard to pitch because all video games are hard to make into film, but Pac-Man's stupid to make into a film because it's about a yellow dot eating other dots and fighting ghosts.
Are you telling me you haven't seen you haven't played Pac-Man 2, the adventure game, or watched the Pac-Man cartoon series that was on Saturday mornings in about 78?
Yeah, no, shockingly, I didn't watch this 1978 Pac-Man cartoon.
They would not have helped,
Fucking
trust me. They would not help at all.
Not a strong basis. Okay.
They are shocking, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, sorry.
That said, here we go. It's an animated film, obviously, because the thought of doing live-action Pac-Man is... I can only imagine being horrific. We open with the lovely, kind of adorable Pixar-y ghosts. We got, our 4 ghosts, and they're all just hanging out.
And their names are?
And
their names are?
Don't tell him.
Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde.
Oh,
correct.
There's one
I'm
missing.
so proud of you. No, there's
There
not.
is.
There's 4 ghosts.
But
There's
Sue.
definitely 4 ghosts, man. Who the fuck is Sue?
What about Sue?
Who the fuck is Sue?
There's a sorry.
Who's Sue?
Can't shout. There's a goddamn Sue.
There's not a Sue.
Oh, mate.
Sue. Oh, wait. She's from the animated series.
Sure, there's a Sue. Okay, go on then.
Sue
Sorry,
the
carry on.
ghost.
Sue the ghost.
Sue. Apparently she appeared in Ms. Pac-Man.
There you go.
She's the cleaner that comes in on Sundays.
Fucking
She
told
was
ya.
identical to Clyde.
Alright, it's me, Sue. Your skating ball's looking dirty again. Come on, get out the way. Put your feet up. Come on, I'm hoovering.
Apparently Sue replaced Clyde in Ms. Pac-Man. So
Fucking outrageous.
There you
Knowledge, right there. Knowledge.
anyway, we open on our 4 ghosts, and they're clearly sort of kids, and it's very Pixar-esque, very, new Disney, and they're palling about. They're at school or some shit, and we spend the first, at school or doing meth, whatever it is kids do these days.
Yeah.
And we spend the first sort of 30 minutes just with them, and they're sort
30
of being
minutes?
friends, and it's like, it's a nice kids adventure thingy where it's just like, oh, we're all cool and we're friends, and you've got a very, your sort of classic dynamic that's so well established in the Turtles. You got your smart one, your goofy one, your hothead, and your leader, and they're all getting along and being kids. And then eventually they decide, as kids do, because it's, they're like, oh, what should we do it's coming up to Halloween, and they're like, oh, what should we do for Halloween?
What do you do when you're a ghost at Halloween? Because
Right? It's a weird time, but
yeah, that's difficult.
outside their town is this spooky old factory, and though not all of them are into it, eventually they probably, I haven't decided which one is which, but the hothead one sort of cajoles the others into going to the factory and doing a test of courage type thing. If you've watched anime, it's a very popular thing where for some reason kids decide that, oh, how we should hang out is by going through obviously haunted areas as a test of courage. Great idea, super fun. So they decide to do this, and they go through the factory, and they're doing their whole thing, and it's spooky and it's scary, and it's got this sort of weird, it's very square, it's got this weird layout where it's got its 2 exits, and they're going through, and it's very tight corridors, and when they're going through the factory, they accidentally at one point hit a switch, and the factory starts turning on. bits of old machinery coming on, and they're like, "What the fuck is this? What's going on?" And
well, this fucking went from PG-13 to R very quickly.
in the depths of the factory, you see a single white orb drop down into like dust, and you hear a sort of points sound, and the dust starts like quaking and stuff, and we cut back to the kids, and they're going around, and then it's at this point that they start hearing shit. And at this moment, the film transforms into a horror film, where Pac-Man, who died years ago, returns as he is the monster. What happened was that point was the 10,000th point, which gives him an extra life. And
oh my god.
Years ago he got killed, and there's probably bits earlier on where, without directly saying it, there's like maybe a sort of nursery rhyme type thing about how this monster used to be around and haunted the ghost town, and was this awful, dreadful thing, and it turns into this terrible horror, and they're all absolutely terrified. You get this real cat and mouse thing. At one point, I'm sort of torn on whether or not one of the ghosts gets eaten, because it starts
and
off
replaced by Sue.
Oh my god!
There you go. Yeah.
Sue's not coming in. Sue is the Venus de Milo of this thing.
In jokes.
Why is she a returning character in this fucking podcast?
Never
For
forget.
fuck's sake! Never forget. 1995 to summer of 1995. Never forget. Oh fuck, that was such a bad show. I hate you. Right, you've lost. Carry on.
Anyway, so yeah, it's then a sort of Nightmare on Elm Street, classic horror. Cat and mouse. This really tense. They're being chased, and they don't really. You get glimpses of it. There'll obviously be like the sort of monster moment of when you fully see Pac-Man for the first time, and though he's come back to life, he should still be kind of a bit decrepit almost, because he's just had enough come back to life, and he's like really the most monstrous version you could do of something that is essentially just a giant yellow ball with a mouth.
I was going to say, how are you picturing Pac-Man? Because he is just a huge yellow sphere with like a wedge
I'm
kind of it.
picturing the main horror is the mouth. Like, I want him to be almost like, you almost don't think about the fact that it's a yellow sphere. It should just be this gaping maw that's coming after you. It should be shark movie-esque, where it's not really the fact that there's a fin around, it's the fact that when they come out the door there's like 30 rows of teeth trying to close on you. But I also think he needs to not be seen too much, because ultimately the more you see him, the more he becomes ridiculous. Because obviously he is, no matter how scary you make this mouth, he's still just a yellow ball. But they go
Are you gonna have the way that I'm gonna assume they win at the end? Spoilers.
Yeah.
Jeez,
but Mike.
Is he gonna eat himself backwards like he does in the games? Because that's terrifying. I always thought that was scary.
I hadn't decided what his death animation would be, but the way I sort of saw it coming was, you go through the whole horror. I can't decide if one of the ghosts dies or not, because I don't know, because it is still sort of cutesy in the animation, at least for the ghosts, and I don't know if it would be too horrific, because they are essentially pitched as kids to have him.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Sausage Party.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it is a horror, is essentially it. And I think there is potential that you see...
Absolutely.
You see him eat a cherry, and I mean, it could even be just to lessen the whole fact that if you wanted to bring down the impact of that death, that maybe the four main ghosts didn't go in alone. This was like a bit more of an out.
They go in with like a cherry friend and a banana friend.
No, but I mean, maybe this is more of an outing for like a bunch of the kids from school, and so it's one of the ones you don't really care about gets eaten.
Wow.
Whatever. Either way, you can either have this real horror moment of like, what's this going on, and then he comes out through he comes round the corner, and
Yeah.
they start flashing. They go, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on?" And then he eats one of them. But it ends with when they're running away and they're sort of hiding up and they're trying to go like, "Who is this? What is this?" And I think at that point, like, the nursery rhyme comes back in, and one of them, probably the smart one, as sort of Donatello, which would be, fuck knows, Blinky. Who cares?
Sorry about the sound of typing. I'm just looking something up while you pitch. I am listening. I just gotta.
He would figure out that basically the cherry is the only thing that allowed Pac-Man to hurt them, and that, you know, it's got to be this moment of this sort of hero realization of he should be scared of us. We can hurt him, and you get this final moment of them sort of, you know, being smart and sort of home aloning to sort of guide him into certain areas, and then ultimately just, I don't know, one of them, like, just, they surround him and they, you know, power of friendship and bravery, and they come together and they just knock him out of the park.
Power of friendship.
One of them screams friendship as a battle cry or something.
And everyone shivs him with an old rusty spoon, just in the belly over and over.
Die!
Wacka 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 wacka
This
wacka.
is for Blinky!
This is for Sue!
Oh, there should be like some really creepy version of like the Wacka Wacka. Like, I don't know how you do it, but either as like background music or as like a sort of Pac-Man sort of the thing he calls out to them. Okay. But just some horrifying version, because I don't know how you do it, but that'd be cool. But yeah, so it ends with them beating, and they go out, and like all their parents are just like, "What were you doing in there? What was going on?" And they sort of, you know, they play it cool. They're like, "Don't worry, Mum. It's just some
just
monsters."
Right.
And then they just sort of go off into the sunset, arms around each other. We're conveniently ignoring the fact that one of their little school buddies got, like, you know, straight up eaten. It's just like, and then the post credits thing is them all in therapy because they watched their friend get eaten.
Jesus Christ.
Or no, if you did want to do a post credits thing, the way you do it is you do it as a Grendel style stinger where it reveals that the real threat is the female, and it's Ms. Pac-Man.
Oh my god.
And you reveal her like waking up. And that's Pac-Man as a horror film. Which I don't know what you'd call it, if you just call it Pac-Man, or if you try and obscure that it was Pac-Man in the title and wait till the trailer drops to like get that.
This summer, Paku Paku.
Wacka wacka.
Well.
Okay, now. Right, okay. Well, that was a thing. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Oof. I could just do a really shocking one now. I could just sing my balls for the next half an hour.
I'm sorry that there's still the sound of clicking. I'm trying to get something to work that's it's not working.
Oh,
sorry.
is RedTube down? Little cheeky one.
What's RedTube, Ben?
It's like YouTube, but for the colour red. Everything
for the communists.
For the communists. It's a socialist YouTube. Yeah. So should I do my pitch now? Do you want me to?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I am listening.
Okay, I've gone the other way a little bit. It's still going to be a horror film, but I've gone the other way. Mine's going to be a live action sci-fi action horror.
God damn.
Okay.
It's live action. So it's set on an asteroid in space. It's an asteroid that is full of minerals and very valuable deposits. A mining company has sent a group up there to mine the asteroid. Over time, a colony has arisen on this asteroid. There are families, there are people, there's shops, there's businesses on this huge asteroid. because and all the people there, they have a work in the selling stuff to the miners, or they are miners themselves. They're going down into these little tiny narrow tunnels in the rock, and they're digging out the precious minerals inside. They soon found, after getting there and digging into it, that there was an alien life form living in the rock. This alien life form takes the form of ghostly spectral shapes that fly around, and when they touch you, they corrode you. You are burnt up by their touch, and it takes control of your soul, so you become a ghost as well. So there are miners getting attacked by these strange spectral creatures, which go through them, burning. You see their flesh and their skeleton burning up, but what's left is another ghost in the shape of the miner. But it's controlled by the same strange alien feral force that all the other ghosts that have been released are controlled by. So there's these strange alien spectral beings that are attacking the miners. So the mining companies send this military unit to the planet. The military unit are Major Thomas Clyde, Inky, Binky and Pinky, who are three bro-type close jokers, and Sue.
Amazing.
Sue as well is there. She's one of them.
Very important is Sue.
And then we have our protagonist, whose name is Shigeo Funaki. And
Very
Shigeo
good.
Funaki was the designer for Pac-Man.
So I've taken his name as my protagonist for the story. They get there and they get to work. They fucking get to work. The weapons they have, they can't kill the ghosts, but they can deter them. So they're there. When the ghosts come out of the rock to attack the colony, they're shooting their huge electric cannons at these ghosts to get rid of them. They're following the miners down to the mines and using their personal weaponry to get rid of the ghosts and deter them from the miners as the miners dig away. We see that over a couple of scenes. Then the miners dig deeper. They dig deeper than they've ever dug before.
They ever did dug
before, and they release a new type of ghost. A new kind of ghost comes out, a crimson ghost, and this ghost is not deterred by the electric beams. This ghost just powers straight on through them.
Shit.
So the group, the military group, Major Tom, Clyde, and Inky, Binky, and Pinky, and Sue, and Shigeo, are told they're going to be sent down to... It's the names of the ghosts are just fucking ridiculous. So they're going to make
It's that Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Shigeo. You could take the silliness of their names till you throw a serious Japanese name on the end of it.
The juxtaposition of Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Shigeo, and Sue. Yeah. Sue, come on. But it's sort of working with it. It's Pac-Man. Sorry, just an interjection. My initial thought when Pac-Man turned up, it was like, well, Pac-Man, there's nothing there. There's ghosts, there's a circle, there's cherries, there's a maze, there's fuck all there. So I thought, you know what? I could do anything with this. I could do literally... I'm going to fucking go crazy with this. I'm going to get a fucking sci-fi horror action film. Why the fuck not? So, the Major is rounding up his troops. He finds Shigeo and Sue in bed together. Oh my god. Shit. Shigeo's been banging Sue. Now, fraternization between the recruits is strictly forbidden. If one of them was to be turned into a ghost, that could really jeopardize the mission. If your relationship, if you're involved in one of these people and turned into a ghost, that could jeopardize, of course, among the many other reasons why you shouldn't really be shagging your co-workers. So
never shag your co-workers.
So Shigeo turns around and says, "It was my fault. I take full responsibility for this relationship." So Shigeo is sidelined. He's out. He's still you're sitting this one out. You're suspended.
Oh.
So Major Clyde, Inky, Binky, Pinky, and Sue head down into the mines with their guns to try and stop this new infestation of crimson ghosts. They are all killed in an aliens.
Oh my god.
Aliens style massacre. It's game over, man. It's game over. They go down there and they are ambushed by these ghosts. They try and take them out with their electric guns, but this does nothing, and they're all killed. We see them all vaporized by the corrosive spectral forces of the ghosts, and they're turned into ghosts themselves. When Shigeo learns of this, he is beside himself. He is distraught. He demands that he be allowed to go down to the mines and sort this out and to kill the ghosts. But Command back on Earth says, no, we can't lose any more. We're sending a ship. We're going to evacuate the entire colony. It's gone too far. There's a scientist who works on the colony, and he turns to Shigeo. This guy's name is Toshio Kai, who was the composer for Pac-Man. Toshio Kai. He says, I've been working on a new suit of armour, just for this situation. It's the personal anti-spectral carapace.
Oh god damn.
Because it's a prototype, it hasn't yet been finalised in the usual colours of the mining core, so it's still yellow, I'm afraid. We can have it equipped there. It sounds great, but can we don't think the colour? It's bright yellow. It's like, if you've got a few hours, I could spray it. It's like, no, I'll go. It's fine. So Shigeo puts on this carapace and he heads down to the mines, and the mines are going to remind us of the narrow tunnels of the Pac-Man game. As he goes down these narrow tunnels into the asteroid itself, into the mines, they're going to be sort of reflect the tunnels of the game. And he comes across some of these red aliens, and he uses his new weapon mounted on his arm, and it sucks in the ghosts. It sucks them all into his suit, into a tank on his back. It sucks them all in. On his arm, there's a power gauge reading, and on the power gauge there is a black circle, and as he uses the power, the circle fills with segments of yellow. So,
oh my god!
So as the power runs down, the black fades, and so it's just going to be almost a full circle with one little wedge left. And when it's down to one little wedge, it issues a warning tone to say that it's low on batteries. The tone being wacka 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 wacka. So he's there. He's sucking all these aliens, and he sees Clyde, and he sees Inky, Pinky, and Sue, and he sees Sue, and he feels just overwhelmed by emotion when he sees Sue. The fact that she's been taken by the aliens and turned into something so horrifying. So he points the gun at her, and he sucks her up as well. Sucks her up, but it's running out of power. Wacka 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 wacka. So he has to go. So he legs out the mines before the power runs out. He goes goes back to Toshio, and he clicks the machine back in, and all the ghosts in his backpacks fly into these containers, these jars. And Toshio notices that once the ghosts are in the jars, once they're in the shielding of these jars, the original ghosts, the ones that are pure alien, just sit there motionless, lifeless. But the ones who used to be humans, they seem to be regaining some of their past minds. That they're coming back to themselves again, even though they're still spectral. They're coming back to themselves again. So Toshio leaves Shigeo there. Shigeo says, please find a way to bring her back. Toshio goes out while the suit's being recharged. The miners go back to work. Toshio's cleared most of the red aliens from the area, but the miners go even deeper. They blow a huge hole, and from the centre of the asteroid comes the mother ghost, the mother alien, the creature that controls them all, the queen of this hive. And the ghosts fly out everywhere. People are torn down left and right. They attack the colony, and there are explosions everywhere as fuel tanks are disrupted and power lines fail. And Sue, from her container, sees this happening and says to Toshio, "Where's Shigeo? What's happening? He has to stop this." And Toshio says, "He's out there. I don't know where he is. But without his PAC suit, he's not going to be able to fight these aliens." So Sue says, "Plug me into the suit. Get me into the suit." So Toshio wires the suit to her tank. She goes into the suit, and we see behind the mask of the suit, we see her face in there, the spectral form of her, and she can control the suit. So she runs out into the carnage of the battle, and the shielding of the carapace stops the queen alien's influence on her. So she still has her own mind there, and she finds Shigeo, and he's near a clothing shop, and there's a huge explosion, and they're both covered in clothes, in trousers, and a little bow just drops on her head. as she protects Shigeo from the explosion. And Shigeo just reaches up and she takes the bow and just chucks it away, and then holds her helmet and just says, "I love you." They head back to the lab, and Toshio gets Sue back into her canister, and Shigeo back into the suit, and he says, "I'm going to destroy this mother alien. I'm going to destroy it. If I get her into my tanks and then blow the tanks, it will destroy her." But Toshio says, if you destroy her, it could disrupt all of her children. You don't know that all these ghosts will be able to stay materialized. They seem to rely on her for their power. If you destroy her, it could destroy them as well. And Sue and Clyde, Inky, Pinky, and Pinky, they say, do it. Let us free us. We're already dead. Free us from this half-life. So Pac-Man goes out. He runs out to the into the carnage again, and he finds the Queen Alien. It's a big battle between him and this alien. He's there, sucking these red aliens into his body, and then he finally gets to the mother alien, and with the last bit of energy in his suit, he sucks it in. But there's still hundreds of aliens around him. His suit's out of power. He doesn't know what to do. He looks down. Below him is the main fuel supply for the outpost, and he takes out a flare, opens the lid, and just drops it down, blowing up the tank, blowing up the suit with him in it, blowing up the mother alien.
And as the explosion rips through the colony, we see the other ghosts just start to fade away. They dissipate. As the mother alien dies, all the other ghosts just are evaporated as well, along with Clyde and Inky and Binky and Sue. We see them in the laboratory. As the mother dies, they just evaporate into nothing. But they're happy. They're happy to have to die, to stop being ghosts. And the next morning, there's rubble everywhere. The fires have died down, and the survivors are gathering together as a dropship arrives to pick them up from the mining core. And the remaining survivors get onto the dropship. And as the dropship flies away, having rescued everyone, we just see Toshio, the scientist, looking out the window, putting his thumb up and saying, "Godspeed, little Pac-Man."
Like, I thought when I was thinking up my whole, you know what, I'm going to do Pac-Man
See a new horizon.
as an animated horror, with the heroes being the ghosts as kids, that was going to a certain place, and then you're like,
Godspeed,
what
little
if
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man was alien?
It's in the way that you use it. No fucking fortunate son.
That ain't me.
Godspeed, little Pac-Man. It ain't me. It ain't me. I'm no fortunate one. There's an explosion in the clothes shop and there's trousers everywhere. What the fuck? Oh my god. Both of you were terrible. That's the most half-hearted. That's the most half-hearted. Oh no, that's like your wife's making you watch a Netflix series that you're not really into, and she's like, just not really feeling it. You're like, oh no, I can't fucking award any points to any of you. I mean, don't fucking do that. Like, I can't only. The idea is that I accept one of these pitches, and then it gets released into the world. And I can't release any of that into the world. I liked Callum's idea of it being an animated film, and then it just gets real dark. Some of the imagery that he was sort of conjuring up. I like the idea of you've got that never-ending tunnel, and then just like the image of Pac-Man kind of emerging from that tunnel is kind of scary. What I was trying to find, by the way, is that there is a first-person Pac-Man game. and I was trying to find that game so that I could reference it, but it won't run on Chrome or Internet Explorer.
Yeah, no.
And then I tried running it on Firefox because it said run it on Firefox.
That was also a
and
lie.
it wasn't working.
It doesn't run.
It just doesn't run.
No,
yeah.
it was like download Unity Web Player, so I did that, and then it went download Unity Web Player.
Yeah, and so I was trying to download fucking Unity Web Player over and over again. It just wasn't working. So I apologise. But if you can get it to work, it's called FPS Man. Let's see if PS Greco. Oh my god! Whoa! Okay, I just clicked on a website and it went crazy. Anyway, I don't fucking know. I don't know who I can give that to because, like, Ben's was more filmy. Callum's was more like really subversive, but then I don't know. This
Either
is
way,
like
the song Ben's film should actually end with is Spandau Ballet. True.
no.
We're just
Everybody,
panning out in space. It's just ba ba da ba ba.
That's just
or
so
everybody,
wrong.
or everybody wants to rule the world.
just anything from like the sort of 80s soft rock.
What about that one that goes, oh yeah?
Bo. Yes, because that's cool. I think that band is called Yellow, so that would work.
Hey.
There we go. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try and Google
You're
it.
beautiful.
It's a
Honestly,
really hard
I don't know.
song to look up off the lyrics. Oh yeah, chicka chicka.
I don't.
It's yellow
honestly,
minus
lads.
the W.
Lads, I don't know who I can award it to because. Right, do you know what? Purely out of what made me laugh more, I'm gonna have to give it to Ben.
Son of a
Like
bitch.
my
That's
film,
the right answer.
my film,
right there.
my film writer's brain wants to give it, and not I write film, but my my critic brain wants to give it to Callum, but for the pure comedy gold of the shitstorm that Ben managed to just come out with.
What was
I'm
it
gonna-
again? The
I'm gonna give it-
paraspectral armored
Yeah, what was it?
It was the personal anti-spectral carapace.
You're such a dick. Can I repeal and give it back to Callum? I don't know. Oh fuck. Honestly, this is so difficult.
I don't see anything wrong with my pitch. I think it was absolutely balls to the wall amazing. I would watch that film.
both our films, to be honest.
No, do you know what? For the subversive, if we could get Seth Rogen on Callum's pitch, I'd pick Callum. So it would be like Pac-Man via Sausage Party. Right. So for that reason, no Ben. I'm sorry. Last minute. This is like the Oscars.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
I'm gonna
it's
give it-
like-
I'm
And you're La La
Don't-
Land.
Don't call yourself Moonlight when we're talking about this.
Michael, you've made a mockery of the whole process.
You're Warren Beatty, Mike. That's-
You're Faye Dunaway.
All right, fuck you, Callum. You're supposed to be fucking defending me because I'm picking your film.
Yeah,
I'll go back to Ben
I'm
if you
very
want.
happy,
I'm
but
a fickle
you
lover.
set up this analogy, and I just saw it to the end once I got to be Moonlight.
Lads, I don't know. No, I'm gonna stick with my.
I think Pac-Man's the real winner here.
You could say that nobody wins.
Yeah,
There
you
is
both
no
get
winner
you
here.
both get half a
The
point.
listeners, us, when none of us are winners.
You both get half a point, and I'm now gonna roll the magic dice and see what happens, because that's the end of this shorter episode. But you don't want 20 more minutes of talking about fucking Pac-Man, let's be honest. Okay, I'm rolling the magic dice.
Know this.
Oh, lads, I'm so on this. Pitch a Legend of Zelda game. This was in anticipation for Breath of the Wild coming out. Obviously, it's now come out, so you can't pitch anything to do with Breath of the Wild. And also, if any of you spoil Breath of the Wild, I will fucking kill you. So, no, I haven't played it yet because I'm refused to pay £300 for a gimmicky system until they've actually got some games out that isn't just the incredibleness of Zelda. I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn as it happens, and that's just
So
as fun.
am I.
It's
So
fucking
good.
great. It's such a great game. It's like being really overshadowed by the fact that Zelda's incredible, and I've got no doubt in my mind that Zelda's incredible. But Horizon is
It's
a,
like
is a
Horizon
whole
got
heap
like
of
a
fun.
week of excitement, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh, by the way, guys,
Yeah.
Zelda.
Anyway, so yeah, I will pitch Zelda. Who wants to pitch against me?
Well,
Well, hold on. About today's pitch, why don't we pass it on to the audience and say, vote who do
Oh
you
fuck
think?
it! Yeah,
Who
absolutely.
do you think won this week?
Absolutely, yeah. If you want to pick a winner out of that, then
You
you
wanna dive
can
into
reach
that
me on
fire.
Twitter at _dark_Mike. You can reach Geek Pride at Geek Pride 1. I'm not giving out Callum's Twitter because you don't want to talk to him. It's fine.
you'll also get jealous about how much Max Landis talks to me.
That one time.
Hey,
Yeah.
like 3 times now.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Fuck off.
Never responded
So-
to you, did he, Mike? Did he? Look me in the eyes.
When he hears this podcast, and he'll be like, "Oh, never mind."
He might still tweet me, but not quite so positively.
Right. Anyways, I've been Mike Orvis. He's been Callum Tyndall, and he's been Ben Fee. We will see you back next week for the Zelda pitch. Who's going to pitch? Pardon me. Who's going to pitch against me?
Seeing as you said I couldn't just say Breath of the Wild, I'm conceding this one to Ben.
That works for me. I'm going to make an amazing sci-fi action horror movie.
It's just Pac-Man. It's the exact same film, but you just replace Pac-Man with
Zelda's on a mining rig.
There's an explosion at the trouser warehouse, and a tunic
He pulls out
lands
his
on...
ocarina.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Right. Anyway, big love to you all. If I had a sign-off, this would be it. That's the new sign-off. If I had a sign-off, this would be it. And we will see you next week for more pitchy goodness. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be?
Don't leave the whole thing.
Believe it or
possible
not,
we'll get
it's
copyright
just
strikes.
Pac-Man.
The next 20 minutes of just of Mike singing solo
You're just
ballads.
singing.
Baby, I compare you to a kiss from the
Oh,
grave.
ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels. Yeah. Anyway, bye. Did you know? Bye.
Waka 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 waka. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Thank you very much for listening, and make sure to rate, subscribe on wherever you get your podcasts. You can get in touch with the show by emailing us content@geek-pride.co.uk with pitch please in the subject line. You can find me on Twitter at ctyndall94 and Mike at the_dark_Mike. Keep your ears out for the next episode, and remember, Matt Geary was there that day in Dallas.